I'm Wolfgang Riebe, and these are my quick tips. Now, normally I've got a theme and I stick to it. I think I'm pretty close today. But you see, what happens is everyone sends me bits and pieces of information, proverbs, sayings, and I have so many, and I've got to try and find some that fit together. And I think I've done pretty well for this quick tip because they all kind of fit around living in the now, time, age, and being in the moment. So I've got 12 insights for you, a potpourri of insights, and I think I've got something for everyone. So let's start with the first bit of information. Do not regret growing older. It's a privilege denied to many. Wow, huh? Isn't that just so powerful? What a proverb to start off with. But it's one that's so rarely thought about. You see, having just turned 50, it's a saying that kind of hits home, and very powerfully so. And yes, maybe it is aimed at the older folk, the baby boomers and above. But I'd like to say to you, even if you're 25, even if you're 16 and you're watching this, it applies to everyone. You see, whatever your age, just consider for one moment the people that are in your lives that have passed on, that are dead. How many were younger than you? You see, that's when this proverb hits home. Because when you suddenly realize how lucky you are to be the age that you are, kind of makes this lesson one that changes your thinking about your age and makes you be thankful for every morning that you can wake up, be alive and healthy. Something to think about, huh? Let's look at the second point. Live your life and forget your age. Huh? Well, that's another magical quotation, and one that many people need to practice. Ask any older person how old they feel, and I guarantee you they feel and think way younger than their real age. Also, when we get older, we are conditioned to act our age. Doesn't apply to me. But by following this advice, you see, unhappiness is the result if you keep on doing what others expect. Life is too short to constantly act according to what is expected and, your age. Learn to live in the moment and make the most of every moment. If you want to laugh, do so. If you want to scream, do so. But live life in the moment and to the fullest, and go out there and have fun. It changes your life completely. Number 3, I've seen better days, but I've also seen worse. I don't have everything that I want, but I do have that I need. You see, I do wake up with some aches and pains, but I wake up. Oh, isn't that great? It's another life truth in a similar vein to the previous one. But here's a reality check. Things do go right and things do go wrong. We are mostly healthy, but we do get sick. We are conditioned to want things, but these things don't necessarily bring us inner peace, contentment, happiness, and health. It's about learning to be thankful and making do with what you have. It's about learning that we do not need much more than the love of our family and our friends and our health and the food in our stomachs. Basically, we don't need much. You need to learn to be happy with your lot in life, and life will start making so much more fun and so much more sense. Let's look at point number 4. Spending time with your children will give you way better memories and is far more important than buying them things. In today's crazy technology and information overload society, it has become way too easy to put a child in front of a television set and play a game than to actually stop, listen, and spend quality time with them. We complain that the youth is completely screwed up, But whose fault is it? Is it really their fault? I don't think so. Did you spend enough time with your children so that they could learn the value of family and of time? Think about it. Point number 5. Looking away from your computer while speaking to someone, or putting your phone away and actually paying attention when someone talks to you is possible. Yes, it is. You know that. And there's even an app for it. Do you know what it's called? It's called Respect. Have we all forgotten what respect is? I don't get it. People will rather finish sending an SMS to someone and communicate electronically than actually stop what they're doing and look at you in the eyes and communicate with you on an interpersonal wavelength, manner, whatever. I don't get this. How about trying to reconditioning yourself, and every time someone speaks to you, stop fiddling and doing what you're doing with whatever gadget you've got in your hand, and actually look at the other person in the eyes. Guess what? You'll be amazed at the deeper level of communication that you can achieve. That's not too difficult to do. Point number 6, take care of your thoughts when you're alone, and take even more care of your words when you are with other people. Phew! Powerful, huh? As humans, we tend to brood in our own negativity. Stop it! Make a concerted effort to think about your private time, your alone thoughts, and work on making them positive. This is the time you should be dreaming about great future plans and loved ones. Similarly, when you speak to others, by only talking about negative issues and gossiping, you're actually pushing people away from you because you're not a likable person. You see, unlike a magnet in real life, like attracts like. Ask yourself that question. Who are you attracting in your life? And point number 7, who said that diamonds are a girl's best friend? Where did they come up with that? If you're materialistic, maybe, but to me that's nonsense. You see, they obviously never owned a dog. Do you have pets? The unconditional love of a dog is just so awesome. I've got a small Jack Russell. Have a look at how cute he is. And when I don't throw his ball, guess what? He lies on his back, he holds the ball between his paws, and he throws it for himself. He's even gotten onto the little slope in the garden. He lets it roll, and he runs after it. The problem is that every time I take out the video camera, he doesn't do it. So I still believe that will be a $1 million YouTube hit movie, but I just got to get him to do it. But you know what? My dog gives me so much pleasure. I can't imagine a life without them. I've got 2. And I'm sure you can share many stories of things that your dogs have done or do that put a smile on your face. And they're just priceless. You come home, they're there, they're wagging their tail. It's an unconditional love. That really calms a person down. Savor those times. Number 8, learn another lesson from your dog. No matter what life throws at you, kick some grass over the shit and move on. Ooh, yes. This advice may be funny too, but enough said. We tend to harp on the past and we create our own sorrow. Think about that. Have you ever really watched a dog? Whether they fall, whether they hurt themselves, whether they hook their paw somewhere, or another dog attacks them, guess what? Are they still depressed the next day? Maybe I'm naive, but it doesn't look like it to me. They get over it. Don't you think you should do the same and kick some grass over all the crap in your life? I think that's a really good philosophy to have. And point number 9, nature is cheaper than therapy. Oh, wow. Do you know, having traveled the world and having actually been in over 150 countries on this globe, I can objectively tell you that the extremes, the Arctic, the Antarctic, Alaska, and the places where nature predominates, those are the places I've experienced spiritual insights, growth, and enlightenment. You see, if you live in a city and you're having a bad day, think about it. Just going for a walk in the park, just to watch the ducks in the lake, or just being just around a bit of nature. Isn't it amazing how you just calm down? We need to focus more on the scenic beauty that is around us, the natural scenic beauty. You see, we've been so conditioned to follow the masses. We don't need to go for therapy to get rid of stress. Think about that. Number 10, life is the most difficult exam. Many people fail because they try to copy others, not realizing that everyone has a different question paper. This makes me think of that quirky saying, you are unique, just like everyone else. Fair enough. That may be a little bit funny. But the reality is we are all different. As human beings, we have the ability to think and rationalize in our own unique ways. Why then would you want to be like anyone else? I don't get it. I like being me and unique at that. Be realistic. How can you find happiness and contentment if you judge your life by what crazy celebrities are doing? Or the Joneses? Why would you want to keep up with them? Does that change who you are? Maybe you think it does. I think it makes you stupid. Here's my view. I'd rather be unique and honest to myself and smile at all the people that want to be like me. If only they realize that all they have to do is just follow their own heart. You too can be great and leave a legacy, like all the thought leaders of the past. All you need to do is tap into your uniqueness and follow your heart. Right, point number 11. Here's a question that needs answering. We still love ourselves even after making tons of mistakes. Yet when those around us make just one single one, we hate them for it. That doesn't make sense, does it? But sadly, that is so very true. It's reality. From now on, before you judge someone else, why not look in the mirror and throw that judgment back at yourself? Dare I suggest that you won't like it? As most of the time, you will see that same fault in yourself. Another reality check. We all make mistakes. That's part of being human. And learning and growing in life is what it's about. So stop judging others for their mistakes. Rather learn from what they're doing wrong and help them correct it. Imagine we all did that. How the world would change overnight. And how many people would suddenly be forgiving others around them and apologizing for being judgmental. Nice thought, huh? And finally, point number 12. My dad sent me a German proverb last week, and I think it's apt to end off these life lessons. Es wäre eine Freude zu leben, wenn jeder die Hälfte von dem täte, was von dem anderen verlangt. And for those of you that don't understand German, I'll do it in English for you, okay? It would be a pleasure to live if everyone did half of that which they expected others to do. It all boils down to the fact that we are quick to judge others. But how often do we look into the mirror when being judgmental? We tend to, like sitting in front of the television, make comments and statements about the lives of other people we hear about and see, rather than getting our own lives in order. So as the seasons change now on the 1st of September, how about making it a goal to start changing the way that you think and to start looking for the good and beauty in those around you? Just do half of what you expect from others. And it's amazing, because you see, we all have different talents and interests that are unique to each of us individually. Understand that someone else won't necessarily see the world the way that you do. And bear in mind that they may not do a task in the manner or the speed that you can do it. Respect each other's differences and strive to become tolerant of those around you. And guess what? In the end, you're going to chill. Wow, you now have 12 serious food for thought, insights, quotations, proverbs, things to think about. Go on, I dare you. Make those changes and change your whole attitude in life. From me, Wolfgang Riebe, until we meet again, cheers.